Hi everyone, I'm back after what's I guess been the longest sabbatical ever. I was coaxed into doing this actually by an Instagram follower who asked me why I hadn't analyzed the India A squad for the Emerging Asia Cup that's happening right now in Hong Kong. So I thought, hey, why not? I know the squad, I know the players quite well, so let's do a quick video and therefore, to quote Kelly Clarkson, here I am once again. On a serious note, I'm super excited for the Emerging Asia Cup that's being held in Hong Kong. It started today, that's June 12th, and will end on the 21st of June when the final will be played. It's an 8-team tournament where the present and the future of the women's game in Asia have the opportunity to, strut their stuff. And the teams have been divided into two groups. Hosts Hong Kong are alongside India A, Nepal, and Pakistan A in Group A, while Bangladesh A, Sri Lanka A, UAE, and Malaysia comprise Group B. The top two teams from each of the groups will qualify for the semi-final on June 19th, and the final, like I said, will be played on June 21st. The tournament's already underway, but India's campaign starts tomorrow, that's June 13th, where they face the hosts Hong Kong in the second game of the day. Now, onto the squad itself. The India A team is very solid looking. It was picked after an under-23 high-performance NCA camp that was conducted in Alur. It comprised of several under-19 World Cup winners. There were quite a few young WPL stars as well, and a few top performers from the domestic circuit as well. So it was a very competitive group of players, and it took quite a lot to select this squad. And unsurprisingly, Shweta Sehrawat, who was the vice captain of that World Cup winning India under-19 team, she was also the highest run getter of the tournament, that World Cup. She has been named captain of the India A squad, and her deputy will be Soumya Tiwari. Shweta will not only lead the squad, of course, she will again form the centerpiece of this India A batting lineup. And like always, she will open the batting. She is going to be the side's premier batter, expected to get India A off to rollicking starts, but also probably bat at least 10 overs to make a real impact. We saw her through that under-19 World Cup. She was quite a slow starter, but then picked up pace as the innings progressed, and she will be joined by fellow World Cup winners G Trisha and Soumya Tiwari. Like I said, G Trisha, I assume, will bat at number 3 like she did in the World Cup. Soumya probably slated in at number 4 as well. As Trisha hits the ball a long way, she hits it, she's very, very powerful, and Soumya is one of those grafters, nudgers, nurdlers. She'll kind of probably hold the Indian innings together, play a bit of a Virat Kohli role where she may have to anchor that batting lineup. And aside from these three, there's of course Muskan Malik, the Uttar Pradesh captain, and Uma Chhetri. I think it'll be between Muskan and Uma Chhetri to see who opens alongside Shweta Sehrawat. So like I said, Uma Chhetri is probably up for that opening spot, but she's also a wicket keeper. So in my view, I think she will take the gloves, but she'll have competition from Mamta Mariwala, who is another wicketkeeper from Hyderabad, has had a good couple of years, has made her place in that senior Hyderabad team as well. So the two of them are the keepers in the squad, and both very good batters as well. So it's the all-rounders for me that really headline this squad, and one of my favorite young players in the Indian domestic circuit, that's Shreyanka Patil, is making the step up, kind of getting her first taste of international cricket. She, remember, had a really good domestic season on the back of which she got picked for RCB in the WPL, really impressed a lot of people in that WPL, including, I remember, Natalie Germanos tweeted about Shreyanka saying that she was her favorite player from the tournament. And Shreyanka will be joined by her RCB teammate, another off-spinning all-rounder who's Kanika Ahuja. Kanika, again, an all-rounder from Punjab, but a left-handed batter, unlike Shreyanka, who's a right-handed batter. But I think both of them will probably form the engine room of that middle order, lower middle order, where they'll be expected to kind of score quickly and find the boundary at the back end of that innings. And alongside these two, there's also Kashvi Gautam. She's a pace bowling all-rounder, captain of the Chandigarh senior team. And Kashvi, I think, rose to prominence, or kind of had her 15 seconds of fame when she took a 10-for, in fact, in that under-19 domestic season. It was against Arunachal Pradesh, Chandigarh versus Arunachal Pradesh, where she took a 10-for. She was going through what was a really, it was a purple patch, I guess. She took over 75 wickets in that age group season. And I think she was primed for the under-19 World Cup that was meant to take place later that year. But of course, unfortunately, she missed out on making that under-19 side. But she's now ready for the step up. She's played a senior challenger trophy as well. She was part of the women's T20 challenge as well. So there's a bit of experience there with Kashfi. She's only 20 years old, but she is a high quality fast bowler. She bowls big hooping and swingers that of course I love, but she's also brought in a bit of versatility in her bowling. She bowls a really good leg cutter, couple of off pace deliveries, different variations that she uses really well in the middle and death overs. So I think she's a big asset. She of course tonks the ball a long way as well. So along with Shreyanka and Kanika, I think she'll probably be another kind of enforcer or a finisher, if you like, at the back end of that innings for India A. Now, staying with the pace bowlers, of course, Titas Sadhu. You can't have an India A squad, I guess, without Titas. She was player of the match in that under-19 World Cup final, and a big part of that World Cup winning squad as well. She was picked for Delhi Capitals, where she had the opportunity to pick the brains of Marzan Kaap, Shikha Pandey, Meg Lanning, Jess Jonathan. There were so many incredible players who were part of that DC squad. Thus, being part of that squad, being able to learn from the likes of Lisa Kiteley, Jonathan Badi as well, would have given her a lot of confidence. She is never short of confidence, of course, as Titas, so she will be the leader of this India A bowling attack. Sadhu will, of course, be joined by another World Cup winner, that's Yashasri Sopadandi, who comes into this series again with a bit of experience, having played the WPL for the UP Warriors again. The likes of Alyssa Healy, Shabnam Ismail. She learned a lot from Ashley Nofke, who I know was very, very impressed with Yashasri. So three really good fast bowlers in this lineup, and I hope at least in one game we see all three of them play. But I think for starters, Titas and Kashfi are going to be frontline. And finally, of course, you can't have an Indian squad without a plethora of seriously talented spinners. Mannat Kashyap, another star of that under-19 World Cup, will be joined by, of course, the leg spinner who kind of weaved her magic in at the back end of that World Cup, Parshavi Chopra. She bowled her googlies, her leg spinners, her quicker ones, and really, I think, had made a statement not only in that under-19 World Cup but in the WPL as well, where she seriously impressed a lot of people. So Mannat Kashyap, left arm spinner, Parshavi Chopra, leg spinner, and this is of course Nushin Al-Khadir's team, so there has to be another left arm spinner, B. Anusha from Andhra. I am very, very excited about this player. Not many of you may have seen her, but she's a seriously good left arm spinner, bowls at a decent pace. I think she uses changes of angle and flight, or I'd say pace, very well. But she's a seriously good fielder as Anusha. She generally patrols that point region, as most left-handers do, but she's exceptional in the field. And aside from taking a few wickets, I think she's going to stop plenty of runs. I assume all three of Mannat, Anusha and Parshavi will play, and they'll probably be joined by two seamers, I hope. You never know with India. They may play only one seamer in Titas, but I think that they will start with two seamers, and Titas and Kashvi may join, the three frontline spinners. Plus, you have Shreyanka and Kanika as well. Whatever happens, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think India, like I said, have a really good-looking squad. It's quite solid-looking. They have plenty of bowling options, but if anything, I feel like they are probably slightly light on the batting front, which means there'll be a lot of pressure on the likes of Sehrawat, on the likes of G Trisha, Kanika, Ahuja as well. And, early wickets, someone like Fatima Sana maybe pinching a couple in that power play, could expose the big hitting all-rounders to situations they haven't encountered in their short careers in domestic cricket so far. So it's going to be really interesting to see how these players cope with, the pressure of just playing with an India logo on their chests, the pressure of playing international cricket, new conditions as well on TV. Of course, there are several players who have that experience, but it's just a different thing when you're wearing the blue as well. So I'll catch you at the end of the tournament, maybe with a review of how the team is done. Until then, like, subscribe, follow, comment, pester me on Instagram. I'll catch you later.